Alright, let's talk about your setup first. Alright, so the first thing that I taught you is to get behind the ball at address.
I'm not quite there.
Balls, I think the ball needs to be at least one ball forward and your head's got to be behind line. You won't see any 475 tour players with their head on top of the ball. They're all behind it. You know, your aim, to me, today anyway, you thought you were aimed left. I still think you're aimed right. Every time that I filmed you, there's the target line right there.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was aiming way too strong. I'm following the stick, no?
Nope. But here's the stick.
Okay.
Here's the stick. Here's your toes. That's not on the same line. Your toes should be on. Your toes should be like that.
Yeah.
Alright, so ball forward, head behind the ball. You got it. I can see too much of your left leg. That tells me that your clothes is right there.
Is that because my right foot maybe sticking out too much to the back foot? No. Looks like it has no okay.
No, I don't mind the toes being open a little bit. In fact, I would encourage that. Okay. And then your posture. Oh my gosh, where do I start on that? You're sitting way back on your heels, and your hands are really close to you. I'll come back to this in just a second. We'll come back to address over here in just a second. I'm going to stay with this one just for a second. I'm going to pull up me on a training aid just for a second because I want you to see this. You're not paying me a lot, do you? Okay, so I'm going to put me in the box. I'm not going to put a regular tour player up here, but alright, so my feet are parallel to the bar. Look how much taller I am in my legs, in my spine, and look how much further my hands are away from my body. You don't have any room to swing because you don't have any space.
I noticed a lot of feet.
I mean, you have no space right there. But you're sitting, I mean, look how far this is called vertical plane or butt plane line. Look how far behind your heels that line is.
Does that mean my butt's going to come up and my back comes up to the butt?
It means you're going to come out of posture and you're not. There's no way you could swing that club on that plane right there. It's got to come. I'll put a line there. We'll just look at the line on where the handle comes down. Let's just watch where it is in impact.
The handle you mean from the hand up?
Yeah, where the club shaft is compared to where it started. All right, it started down here.
What are you saying about that? It should be before it started.
Now look how far your butt's moved off this one. Look how far you've moved up. Look how much closer you are to the ball. That's why your arms and your hands all go out. Let's see where my club comes down. You'll see this with every great ball striker. It doesn't matter what I put up there. Their club is going to come down very close to where it started. It has to get back the club back on the plane. And most everybody's slightly higher. It's like a quarter of an inch higher. My butt's still on the back of the butt line.
Yeah.
Wherever your butt is now,
that's where I start.
That's where you got to start. And then you got to get space between your hands and your legs so that you have room to swing. Because you're moving toward the ball and up at the same time. I'm in the same position, butt and head. That's why the club, I have so much room to swing the club, right?
Yeah, my butt moves up, my head moves up, my hands go out.
You just don't have any room. So, I mean, all your issues to me are all setup related. You're hunched down and back, your hands are too low, you're aimed to the right, the ball's too far back. Right? Let's look at it from another angle here. If I can find this one. Let's find 424. 424, I'll find it. 423, yep, 2. I know it's in here. There you go. Right, so same training aid. I'm hitting a 9-iron just like you are. That's what I'm telling you that. That line is 90 degrees right there. You're now 90 degrees right there. This one's a little better than the one before. Oh, you move back forward. So that ball's too far back. Look where that ball is in relationship to my feet.
Maybe aiming too much right.
That encourages what happens. If you aim too much right, the ball gets back. You get too far forward. So that's part of it. But still, your ball's too far back for another. It's got to be still at least center left for you to get your head behind the ball. All right, now let's look at this position. You want to look here? Look how far ahead of the ball you are there.
I'm going to hit the ball. I got to be very good to hit the ball from there.
You got to be good with your hands. That's all I can tell you. Your hands have to throw the club head at the ball. But when I hit it, so I'm just to the ball. Where's my head? Where's the handle? In front of it. So you throw it in the club. So you see how you throw the club?
I have to because I'm so far ahead of it. I'm so far ahead of it, bro.
Yep.
You can't have to go back.
Well, first of all, I got to teach you how to start behind it, so you can turn behind it, so you can stay behind it. I mean, it doesn't matter who I put up here. You're going to see the same. This is an 8-iron. He's about the same height as you are. He's behind the ball. Ball's left of center, about where I had it. He turns behind it. He shifts, and his head's behind the ball. His handle's ahead. Now he's going to go forward. But when you start on top of it, you can't, you'd have to sway 6 inches to get behind the ball. You don't get all the way behind it. Now you got to lunge forward. We'll see where he is when he's halfway down. Look how much further in front of the ball you are.
But I know that I'm starting. My setup is too much in front. But what causes that much movement to be in front of the ball? But I hit.
No, because his hips go forward too. My hips go forward too. They just stay behind. But watch his hips.
His hips are in front, look, but it's his head and his hands. I mean, what am I doing? Am I not moving my?
Your upper body's following your lower body.
That's what it is, look.
Yeah.
So, but I'm swinging more.
Here's
like,
one of.
But am I swinging more like this rather than like this?
Yes. There's John Sosa, who used to work with Zeke before I started working with him. And I worked with John too for 3 years. He used to have your same syndrome. It took me 3 months to get him there at Impact. But let's see where he starts. He used to have the same issue. Where is he?
He's fine.
He's behind the ball. He didn't used to be. He used to be on top of the ball. He was the worst driver of the ball I've ever seen. Turns behind it. Shifts. Head stays back. But watch his legs and his hips. They go forward. Head stays back.
But his chest stays back here. Mm-hmm. My chest moves way over here, right?
Yeah, watch.
Look at my chest. It starts here. It's okay. It's back. Mm-hmm. But instead of staying there, it just.
But let's just say for fun that the ball was in the right spot.
That's correct. Okay.
Let's say if the ball was here.
Right. That's fine.
All right.
Right there. Okay.
All right. So that's 90 degrees. So you're behind it.
Uh-huh.
He was in a similar spot.
Okay.
But then you lunge with your left shoulder. See how your left shoulder goes that way?
Everything moves forward.
Your left hip moved forward.
Fine.
But so did your shoulder.
Yeah, my shoulder, my chest is following my hips.
Now you have to stand up to hit it. Otherwise you'd hit it back.